unionizing, mobilizing our members in our communities. Let's raise our voices together in solidarity so every worker, every corporation, every politician, every Tea Party extremist hears the seed, the determination, the tenacity, the power, and the fury of CWA and all our partners for justice. So, brothers and sisters, I say to you today, it's time to fight. Are you ready to fight? Yeah. It's time to fight. Yeah. It's time to make the ground shake. It's time to make the walls tremble, the skies thunder with our demands for economic and social justice. We will not be denied. We will not be deterred. We will not be defeated. We will not back down, and we will not go away until we get justice. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Thank you.
Before I call my next speaker, I would like to recognize Yoli Griego, who served us well on the ERS board, and Karen Charleston, who serves us well on the TRS board. Please, everybody, give them a nice thank you. Now I'd like to call to the podium Becky Moeller, Texas AFL-CIO President.
Welcome to your capital in Austin, Texas. I just want to recognize some of the other folks that are here from other unions. Some of them have been here, they've had to go into hearings, but we have OPEIU union here, we have iron workers, we have steel workers, we have painters, we have machinists, we have UAW, we have a Teamster back over here that I saw, we have railroad workers, UTU Smart, we have Insulators Union, we have teachers, AFT, we have the San Antonio Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local, we have the Southwest Pipe Trades here, we have the Texas Building Trades here with us on the campus today, and if I've forgotten someone, oh, of course, I'm CWA, because I'm CWA. So I'm glad you're here. Some of you that have heard this before probably say, why does she always have to say that? But I'm going to say it again anyway. I was with TSEU the first day you hand-billed. I was in Corpus Christi, Texas, on Dillon Lane in the rain. I remember that well. So some of you youngsters, I've been with TSEU longer than you've been around. But that's a good thing because we're still together. I'm proud, of course, this year to be a part of the event again with some of the greatest labor advocates in the state and some of the best friends from the legislature back over here that you could possibly have as working families. The 235,000 members, CWA and other unions of the Texas AFL-CIO proudly stand with TSEU, CWA in your quest for decent working conditions and benefits that allow you to serve the state and also to plan for your future at the same time. Your call for a fair livelihood for state workers is not only about pay and benefits and safe workplaces, though there's been way too much slippage in those areas. Your struggle is also about the tools that you need to build your community. You are demanding to be allowed to do your jobs in the best interest of Texans, in the best interest of Texas, not the best interest of corporate shareholders. You insist on state government that serves the people and offers opportunity for all the people of Texas. You know, in some cases, opportunity starts with a path away from trouble and disaster, whether that's college or simply a loving home and a safe street in your community. You are often the last line of defense to make sure a victim of abuse can crawl out of that and escape to a better life. So an elderly person can know that they are not truly alone in this society and that a person with disabilities can succeed with your help. You protect Texas, you nurture Texas, and you build Texas' human potential. Thank you for that. In short, you do serve the public. It is the job of the Texas legislature then to give you a toolbox that's full, that lets you do your jobs while also being able to support your families. So far, our lawmakers are failing at that. They're miserably short of giving you the resources that you need to do your job back in Texas. We've seen the hard times. We saw a major recession where you made serious sacrifices to help the state balance its budget. Now we're in the fat years, and the time to regain lost ground is now. But based on the pending budget proposals, our state's leadership doesn't seem ready to acknowledge your past sacrifices and to make you whole now. We're working on that with you. There is no excuse for leaving $8 billion on the budget table when so many state needs are unmet. There is no excuse for letting buildings where you work become so dilapidated that in some cases you have to stuff paper in holes to keep insects and other noise out. There is no excuse for offering tax cuts first and giving the largest of those tax cuts to the wealthy. There is no excuse for letting the rainy day fund build when we have not even restored all the austerity cuts from 4 years ago in this growing state. There is no excuse for sitting on billions of dollars while our parks go to seed, while your caseloads grow and state employee turnover is at 17%. There is no excuse for looking at the situation and concluding that a corporation can do a better job than you can as state employees. Today we stand with you for better working conditions for state employees, but we stand in a larger sense for better government for the people of Texas. This legislature can do better. You ask them to do better. And by making your voice heard today, you have a chance to build a better Texas, and we're right there with you to build this better Texas. Thank you for coming to your capital. Thank you for letting me participate today.
This time I'd like to call Susan Payne, Part President.
Hello, fellow Texans. My name is Susan Payne, and I'm the president of a statewide family organization called PART. Most of our members use the State-Supported Living Center for our loved ones to receive services. Just in case you all didn't know, Texas is trying to close the State-Supported Living Center and privatize those services that all of you have been providing for so long and so well. And they started with Austin, a facility which has been serving individuals for almost 100 years. But make no mistake, if that one is successful, these folks advocating for closure aren't going to stop there. They want to make these high-needs residents move from their safe and familiar surroundings into the abyss of uncertainty. And for what? They say it will, real estate, money, profit. They say it will save money, but it won't. No! The people being evicted are still going to be just as needy after they are thrown out of their homes as they were before. In fact, they will be more desperately in need of coordinated and currently non-existent services, except in the State-Supported Living Center. They say it will allow these residents more freedom. But it won't do that either. The current residents at the Austin State-Supported Living Center and all state-supported living centers enjoy acres of park-like land and quiet, sheltered neighborhoods to walk and ride in relative harmony. They have their own medical care, their own dental clinic, their own workshop, their own church, and even their own canteen. They have a place where their families can go and visit and at least for a while feel again like a family. The current state-supported living center residents have all of these things because our state officials and lawmakers in the past saw a need and built these safe havens.
Thank you, Jesus.
They have all of these things because you,
Yes.
all of you,
Yes.
the people standing in front of us,
Yes.
gave up easier jobs
Yes.
and normal lives and normal working hours to help our loved ones.
Thank you.
And most importantly, you do it with such grace
Amen.
and so little pay.
Amen.
These people want to take that from our loved ones and give them 4 walls in a city with no place to run, no safe straight streets to walk or ride on,
No.
and no understanding and caring neighborhoods to look out for them. We are here today to thank all of you and ask you to help us help our loved ones save their homes now and in the future. The state-supported living centers offer valuable and irreplaceable services through your hands and by your hearts. And now we ask one more favor of you. For all of our sakes, we ask you to join us in spreading the word here at the Capitol and everywhere. We need one loud voice to shout from the rafters and the Capitol Dome. Keep your hands off the Texas State-Supported Living Center. We need to tell the people in this building, as well as all those agency big shots and developers licking their chops at the thought of closure to go find somebody their own size and ability
Amen.
to pick on. Because our loved ones and those of you who serve them need these centers to stay open. We need to see them expand their array of services. To care for even more people who need our help. Now we all want to go and talk to anyone who will listen until we can speak no more. Leave our state-supported living centers alone. Thank you all for coming and Godspeed.
Now we'd like to call Gabe Smith, UTSA student.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gabriel Smith. I'm a senior at UTSA, and I'll be speaking on student debt today. Just 2 months ago, I had come to another lobby day here held by my university. There was no information or agenda or issues to be discussed until the day of the event. but one of my professors was offering extra credit, so I went without questioning. However, I soon learned that the entire lobby day had two purposes: to ask for more funding so UTSA could become a Tier 1 school, and to limit the very scholarship which enables me to pursue my degree. The professors and alumni went to several representatives and explained how cutting funding to my scholarship would decrease tuition for all other students and garner them more votes from their young constituents. My professor, who I see every day, told representative after representative that I was a burden on the rest of the student body and that my scholarship needed to receive state funding or be drastically cut. This exemplifies what our public universities have come to. They are less and less institutions of higher learning with the dedication of moral excellence, and more they are trending towards merely corporate levels of greed and willingness to do anything for extra money, which the student body will never see the benefit of in lower tuition rates. Since tuition rates for state schools were deregulated in 2003, rates have been annually increasing as high as 23% on a statewide average. On several years, the statewide average has dropped, but not even by a full percentage. The point of the matter is that from 2003 to 2010, tuition has increased from $1,900 a semester to $3,500 a semester. And this is a great injustice to the young people of Texas. College is one of the only tools of social mobility in our society. A degree at a state school should be within the grasp of every Texas high school graduate. But it will not be if these tuition hikes continue. The average debt of a college graduate in Texas was $25,000 in 2013, which is a 60% increase from what it was in 2004. The Texas legislature has outlined a new plan to offer a few much cheaper degrees with faster graduation rates, which are named the ICANN system. The ICANN system is a very wonderful system for some individuals, but it does not target the overall problem of rising tuition and student debt. The majority of students will still end up paying more and more unreasonable rates every year until a college education is outside the grasp of all except the most affluent of our society. If tuition is re-regulated, then state funding for schools must increase and tuition must be limited for the benefit and justice of all college-bound Texans. That was it. Thank you very much.
How y'all doing today? All right, good deal. My name is Harrison Hines, Legislative Director for the Texas State Employees Union. Y'all fired up? All right. Before I introduce our next speaker, I just want to take a time to acknowledge Representative Armando Wally from the Houston area, HD 140. He was out here at our rally. He had to go to the floor to continue to fight for better staff, more pay, and caseloads to bring them down for our workers. So he's been a hardcore advocate for us, and we definitely want to give Representative Armando Wally our appreciation. But to get into the next introduction, I'd like to recognize Representative Roberto Alonzo from HD 104 in the Dallas area. This is a tried, tested, and true ally to TSU. As long as he's in the legislature, we always have a voice. He serves on the pension committee, and his words have been backed up with actions. Last week, he was the only vote no on the health savings account bill that will increase high deductibles for employers on health care plans. We need Roberto Alonzo, so it's my pleasure and honor to introduce the Honorable Roberto Alonzo.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here in showing that we care. Now, we've had a bunch of members come and go, and just so you know, they're not being disrespectful to you. They're really not. We already started meeting. We're on the floor of the House. We got committee hearings, so we want to be sure to be there, because if we're not there, your voice does not get heard. And I kind of look at it this way, why are we here? Why are we members here? Because you can't be here every day. And when we meet, we make big decisions. Big decisions. Just this morning, to give you an example, we made a big decision. I know one of the things that your leadership and our leadership, and I say our because I'm also a member of the union, your union, our leadership has been working very hard. One of the things they've been working very hard is to assure we take care of the pension. So I've already voted at least 3 times for the pension. And next week, it'll be on the floor of the House. So you'll see some of the work that we're talking about. And just like we said, and you're gonna hear over and over again, the money's there. It really, I mean, like George Lopez says, really, it really is there. But I'll tell you, it's not that it's there, as has been mentioned, is who gets it. I'm serious, who gets it? Who gets it? And as we come here, as mentioned, I've been here a few years, 17, you learn a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And let me tell you one of the things I learned last year. And you're invited to come to my office and see this. It's something that you learn. So I told my wife, I always wondered why, I'm just saying what I said, okay? Why the girls like the bad boys. So I wondered and wondered. 58 years later, last year, I'm watching Rebel Without a Cause. And this guy fights and he knifes and he races and stuff. But there's a scene where she says to him, "You're sweet." And the guy turns around and says, "You're sweet." I go, God, I get it. That's why they like the bad boys, because they're sweet. Now, the reason I mentioned this story, and I have a poster in my office that my wife gave me. The reason she gave me the poster is not because I'm a bad boy, because I get it. And the reason I mentioned that story is in relation to what we're talking about. We need people to get it. If they get it, we will have good pensions. If they get it, we'll get good pay raises. If they get it, we'll get good workers' conditions. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get it. Muchas gracias. Que Dios los bendiga. God bless you all.
Did Alonzo get us started up? Absolutely, that's what we need. I'd like to take this time to recognize 2 other state senators that were scheduled to speak, but right now the Senate is on the floor deliberating legislation. But that just lets us know that our ally is on the floor working for us, making sure our voice is heard, and that gets put into policy. So the first speaker was Senator Kirk Watson, who was scheduled to speak but couldn't make it. Kirk Watson has been a longtime ally of TSU and state employees in general. He serves on the Senate Finance and the Senate Higher Education Committee, so that means he's working as we speak to put more money for our pensions, our health care, better pay, and more staff. And also to re-regulate tuition to bring those costs down for students. Our second speaker was Senator Garcia from the Houston area. That's Senator Sylvia Garcia, another advocate for TSU employees. She has an open door policy with the members of our district. She never turns away. She always has an open ear and always willing to take action on the things that are important to TSU. So let's give those folks a round of applause. And as we go out, just give credit to official legislators that are for us and definitely make our voices heard to let them know what we need and go from there. Thank you. Y'all can do.
Next, I'd like to bring up Claude Cummings, District 6 Vice President of the Communication Workers of America.
Hello, everybody. Are you ready to stand up and fight back? Are you ready to stand up and fight back? Wonderful. Let me do this again. My name is Claude Cummings. I'm the Vice President of the Communication Workers of America, District 6. I'm so glad to be here on today. And let's give all of the speakers a round of applause that have spoken so far. I want to thank Judy. Judy, why don't you step up here and your staff. I want you to give your leadership a round of applause. All your staff that's here, all of the staff, all your staff, but raise your hands if you're out in the audience, staff. Let's thank them for the great job they've done organizing this rally. Thank you so much. It's a great job, great job. I also want to recognize some of my staff that's here. Mark Franken, Administrative Director, is here. Mark. We have a couple of secretaries that are here, Jessica and Nicole. Raise your hand so they can see that you're here to support them. And also want to recognize Kerr Hoffa. Kerr is here from TPLC. I know he does a lot of lobbying for us. There he is back in the back. He's one of our great supporters. Give him right, wave your hand again, Curry. Thank you so much. And then a very special person to all of you, Derek Osabase. Derek, where are you, Derek? Y'all remember Derek? I hired him. He's handling all our legislative political work. It's one of the best hires I've made, I tell you. He's done a great job for us. And then we have another administrative director here, Judy Lugo, another former member of GSCU. So thank all of you for being here. Judy Graves, what did I say? Judy Lugo, I'm sorry, Judy Graves. I'm sorry, Judy Graves. Judy, raise your hand again, Judy. We have a number of CWA locals that are here from all over the state, both active and retirees, so let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for coming out and being here on today also. And then one more thank you. I want to thank my colleague on the executive board, Brooks Sunkett. He came all the way from Washington, D.C., wherever he is. Brooks, where are you? Did a great job today. He's standing up for public sector workers all over this country and doing a great job. So I want to thank all of you for being here today, taking time off so you can be a part of this rally. So give yourselves a round of applause for being here to stand up and fight back against those who are trying to hurt services and not give you what you deserve. Now I'm sure today, when you go inside and you visit some of those that you're going to be talking to about what you deserve as far as raises and pensions and things of this nature, they're going to ask, why is it a rally? Why is it that you feel like you need to rally? Why is it that you're trying to bring attention to the fact that you want affordable health care, the fact that you want your pensions protected, the fact that you don't want privatization, the fact that you want a good raise, the fact that, again, you don't want jobs outsourced and privatized to other groups. So here's what you need to tell them. You need to tell them that you guys may pass the laws, but we're the ones that make Texas work. We make Texas work. We are the ones in health and human services that care for and are responsible for the disabled. We are the ones that investigate and provide services for over 75,000 abused children in the system. We are the ones that investigate and take care of the elderly that are bruised and exploited. We are the ones that help families with processing Medicare, Medicaid, and other benefits. We are the employees that are juvenile correctional officers, and parole officers. We are the employees that are educating residents in public universities, keeping our communities healthy, keeping our children safe, and providing a helping hand when residents of Texas are out of work and struggling to make ends meet. So Mr. Legislator, Mrs. Legislator, you must understand today that today is a very important day for us. It is a day where hundreds of us are here to get you to understand that when you invest in services where we work, it helps all residents of Texas, even those in your communities. And giving the state employees a raise, good health care, pension improvements, and job security will improve state services for all. And I'm sure you'll agree with that. So while they're trying to figure out how to answer you, you let them know what we are asking for is not just for the employees, but it's for everyone. Guess what? Also, Mr. and Mrs. Legislator, we know Texas has the money to do it. You just have to have the political will to get it done. And I want to make sure all of you understand that this is just not a moment in this legislative session. If we see that things are going wrong, we'll be back to the Capitol. And we'll rally again. And we won't just rally here, we'll rally in neighborhoods.